Hey, this is Ryan from 60 Cycle Hunt, the Guitar Podcast. Today I'm showing you the Nanolog Audio WaveFunction Overdrive. It's a green box style overdrive. It gets kind of light to mid-gain fizzy. It'll make your tube scream. You get the idea. You know what I'm getting at. But anyways, the thing that's exciting about this pedal that you need to know and everyone else needs to know is that this thing has two brand new analog clipping components in it. When I say brand new, I don't mean fresh off the shelf, fresh out of the factory, new old stock. I don't mean they're recently rediscovered, vintage components found on a shelf perfectly preserved somewhere. I mean, these are recently invented, brand new clipping components that haven't been used in really anything else. And Nanolog Audio, the company that makes the component, put together this pedal and a few other pedals to showcase the audio qualities of this new component. Against some classic sounds. You've got a germanium clipping section in here and a silicone clipping section, and then you get to compare to the N1 and N2 clipping sections. They work on some kind of fancy nanotechnology that I'm not smart enough to understand, something to do with quantum mechanics, quantum tunneling, all these terms. I don't know what they mean. I'm not smart enough, but you don't need to be smart enough to hear the difference in these things. There's definitely an audio difference, and there's some pros and cons with everything. It's all about finding new tones and finding what you want to sound like. And if you're looking to sound different, like I said, brand new components, not in anything else. All right, let's check out the sound of these things. Here is the dry sound from my Airline 59 2PT with a Telecaster style bridge pickup and the bridge position, obviously. Here we go. Here's the germanium clipping. Silicone. That was N1, and here's N2. So we'll go back through those and explore the gain range on them. This pedal will go all the way clean if you want it to. So that was the germanium setting. Here's silicone, gain all the way down. Here is N1. here's N2. So obviously there's difference between each different component, but I feel like the germanium and the N1 are kind of like kissing cousins. They both have like a light fizzy sort of thing going on, but the fizz on the Nanolog component is a little bit softer, a little bit warmer. There's more of like an amp-like response from it versus a hard clipping pedal response from it. Same thing goes for the silicone versus the N2. I feel like they're, kind of in the same family, higher gain, a little bit crispier, but kind of the same sort of response from the N1 and the N2, that is a smoother transition from kind of low picking dynamics to high picking dynamics, the way the gain transforms from low gain to high gain, a little bit softer all around. And in each case, I'd say that the N1 is less fizzy and more of a true like amp drive sort of sound. And then the N2 is less crunchy and more of a smoother amp style drive sound. Like I'm really getting more of like an amp feel from the Nanolog components, which is really interesting. I'd like to see these components used in maybe like an amp in a box style pedal to see if it could get you closer to a sound of an amp than a traditional amp in a box style pedal, maybe trying to do like a Marshall sound or something like that. Really interesting components, really interesting sounds from these. They might sound like very slight differences to layman and to, a normal ear, but it's just really exciting exploring a new sound, new components, knowing that there's new stuff out there. Let's talk about the rest of this pedal, because there's this whole tone stack that I haven't talked about. It's split what would normally be, like a normal one knob tone stack on a green overdrive, fizzy, make your tube scream sort of pedal, into a low cut and a high cut, which I think is really useful. And it's a whole nother reason to buy this pedal, because the tone shaping is just incredible. You can max the tone cut and the bass cut for a full range, like almost mid scoop sound, because the bass and the treble are coming up above the mids. Or you could roll back for a more mid-push sound that's more traditional for this style of overdrive. What I like to do is max the bass and then roll back the treble to bring off any highs that are, too harsh or too bright. It'd probably be a good bass overdrive with being able to roll back the highs all the way like that. I don't know why anyone would want to do this, but you can. All right, well, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike. If you want to support this channel, there's a Patreon page. Go check that out. All right, later, guys. Enjoy the random noodling that is probably pretty awful and not worth listening to at the end of this demo. Later, guys.